Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Inner Frontiers Master Training Session. I am Chris Roberts, and I have the honor and privilege of being your teacher here today. And I'm extremely grateful for you being here because today we're going to learn a skill set that not only completely changed my life, but the lives of others years ago, and we hope the same for you. And that skill set is the ability to completely embody your full potential by beginning to become aware of yourself on an energy level, leaving behind mental and emotional limits behind forever. And we're going to do this using 7 simple, powerful, yet practical tools that comprise a complete personal energy management system. And if that sounds funny to you, or if you're unsure what that means, you're in the right place, as it will be perfectly clear to you by the end of this training. This training was created because I get asked how I went from living in poverty and depression with an anxiety disorder and addiction issues to freeing myself of all those things, living a balanced and happy, abundant life. And also, I just felt a call to help as many people as possible by bringing this spiritual technology out into the world. And we can consider this skill set as an ultimate energy management system. And so, just like a car needs the right gas and oil to run properly, you need the right energy to run your body effectively in peace and in balance. And luckily, the right energy is going to be your energy. We're all sparks of the divine, but we have our own unique energy signature. And the more energy we have running through our bodies that's ours, the more in spiritual alignment we're going to be, and the stronger we're going to be. This is about freeing yourself of limitations. This system is essentially a map, a compass, and keys to overcoming your limits in any form and designing your life on your terms. This ultimate energy management system is going to allow you to do many, many things, but our focus today will be to prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can use this spiritual technology to do 3 things. 1, overcome any mental or emotional block at the energy level. Release lower vibrational energies like depression, anxiety, apathy, procrastination, or any other negative mental or emotional pattern, both easily and permanently. And you can do this even if you're unconscious or unaware of the root causes of your blocks or where your pain points are. And secondly, we're going to consciously set your energy to your highest vibration so you can experience more abundance, well-being, amusement, and overall just ease in your life. And we're going to embrace the powerful creators we are and begin to design the life you know deep down you know you deserve by being in total spiritual alignment. And then third, that you can easily begin this today, regardless of your previous experience in anything from spiritual practices, meditation, or even your level of discipline or focus. Even if you've tried other methods in the past with little to no results, like I had, and you'll see how you can begin doing this in as little as 5 minutes a day. And to me, that's one of the best parts of this. I realized 10 years ago while I was on a trip to Guatemala, a friend that I was traveling with was experiencing a lot of negativity from the locals. He felt like he was getting dirty looks and just overall feelings of contempt. And naturally, he was upset about this. And so while we were on this bus traveling to Guatemala City, just before we arrived, I guided him through what we're going to learn today. And when he got off this bus, he was absolutely astonished. Okay, the locals were now smiling at him and greeting him with open arms. And it completely changed the course of the trip for him. Simply by clearing out the unconscious negative energy in his space, his point of attraction changed. Naturally, he was blown away. And it was then that I realized that anyone can learn this skill set. He had zero background in meditation or spiritual concepts or metaphysics. Zero, absolutely zero. And yet his experience was just as powerful. Okay, and it can be for you as well. As you integrate this energy management system into your awareness, you are literally calling into existence a paradigm shift and a new way of being in the world. And it's incredibly effective, and you're going to look back and wonder how you ever lived without this dimension of being in your life. And So this system works really, really well because it's based on universal principles of energy dynamics. Basically, it's a recipe. And so if you follow the recipe, you're going to get the results and the rewards. So we just have a few formalities to cover before we jump into our training, which is the bulk of this presentation. And for those of you who stay to the end, I'm going to be giving you 2 bonus gifts for you to download. One's going to be a tool that can be used to create strong energetic protection to protect you from negative energy, essentially. This is going to allow you to remain unaffected by its influence that, it tends to want to keep us down or pull us down out of our happy place, right? Anytime if you're in a toxic environment around toxic people, this is going to be a lifesaver. And then secondly, we're going to send you over an outline of all the tools we cover today. So don't worry about taking notes in regards to what you're learning. If you have any questions that pop up, feel free to write them down. Of course, we want to get all your questions answered, and you'll have a way to do that here through our Facebook page. But go ahead and just sit back and relax and enjoy the class, okay? My life, like many people's, started off quite challenging. I experienced some pretty traumatic abuse at an early age, which is unfortunately all too common in the world today. And then shortly after that, I lost my father, who was my best friend, really. And so mainly due to this, I ended up developing a very strong social anxiety disorder by the age of about 8. And then, as I'm sure some of you know, this tends to be paired with, of course, some fun time depression. So of course, I'm totally unaware of what's happening to me, but I can tell you, I remember being at school, and even the idea of eating lunch in front of my peers totally crippled me. Okay, and so it's totally illogical. I don't know what's going on. And of course, I began to attract other experiences to validate that anxiety in my space, to include collapsing in front of my peers in class. I imagine due to low blood sugar, but very embarrassing stuff. Anyhow, this funnel pattern went on for about 20 years. That was my life. It slowly got better here and there as I got older, but yeah, it was 20 tough years. This mental emotional trauma I was carrying with me resulted in manifesting horrible acne for myself well until my late 20s, all of which made me very ineffective in pursuing any kind of romantic life or career, which further exasperated my depression. Although I tried them briefly with no really relief, I had no interest in medications, although I did leverage alcohol as a means to self-medicate and mitigate my anxiety, which of course was socially acceptable and fun in my youth, but after a decade, the health repercussions of this weren't good, and I developed serious addiction issues. Prior to learning this system, I was an avid scholar of everything from Eastern philosophy, Jungian psychology, esoteric metaphysics, Reiki, yoga, and numerous other healing modalities and philosophies. I've completed countless self-development courses in these areas over the years, spending tens of thousands of dollars pursuing my healing, my empowerment. I even traveled to the Peruvian Amazon to commune with the shamans of the Shipibo tribe on this quest for healing and peace. And all of these have their value, but I can tell you that what you're going to learn today completely dwarfed them as far as practical application and the massive impact it had on my life for creating change, balance, healing, insight, and overall personal power. And we're going to get into that. It wasn't until I met my mentor and learned this skill set that very quickly I realized for myself that the change I was craving had begun to flow to me. Day after day, week after week, my anxiety lessened, my depression lessened, my body began to heal, and I began to have more and more autonomy and personal power. I began to not only see the light at the end of this long tunnel, but the emergence of a future I could be excited about and passionate about. And then I knew that freeing myself of my pain was just the beginning. I was on my way to creating an incredible life that I was in charge of and can enjoy, a life that I created by design. My mentor taught me that when you get to the core energy signature that is stored in your space, that limit, and you remove it, it no longer holds a resonance that will affect you ever again. I learned that this is the key to transformation and that it's far more effective, easier, and powerful than chanting affirmations or mantras endlessly for weeks, months, or even years. Being multifaceted, complex beings, there are many layers to us at all levels of the mind, body, and spirit, like layers of an onion. And using our intention with these tools, we can cut through to the core of bad programming and limiting patterns in the present moment easily and permanently. One problem oftentimes is that we are actually unaware of where the limit is, where this belief that's holding us back is, or where this programming is lying within our mind or in our space, or even what it is. And so this system will allow us to address it directly at the energy level. And although it's common to bring it into your awareness, you absolutely do not need to be conscious of the block to remove it with this system. When we clear away all the baggage and programming that we've inherited or collected over the years, our natural state can begin to emerge effortlessly. And this is where you're going to really start to see some true magic. Abraham Hicks calls us being in the vortex, tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. And it's really powerful stuff. Okay, and so most people will get glimpses of this throughout their life. And what we're going to want to do here, and the goal, is really to maximize this state of being in grace. And so by now, I'm hoping that you can see why I'm so excited to be teaching you this material today. Everyone has their own personal path and journey, of course, and their unique challenges, but I wanted to show you that if I can pull myself out of the depths of my own personal hell, you can transcend your limits as well. Most of you are not going to have as much baggage to clear through as I did, but there's nothing special about me, okay? It's just a simple matter of will and priority and what you want out of your life. And I felt personally that I had no choice but to learn and grow because my pain was so strong. All right, real quick, what are we going to learn today? We're going to teach you exactly what these 7 key techniques for this ultimate energy management system are and why it's so important to become aware of yourself on an energy level right now. I'm going to show you how to ground your energy. We're going to discuss why we get stuck in lower, less effective energy centers that keep us in effort, in stagnation, confusion, and even pain, and how to shift to higher, more effective energy centers easily. Next, the best way to reclaim your highest vibrational energy that will not only heal you, but power your transformation. And we're going to go over exactly how to set your personal boundary on an energetic level and why this is so important for maintaining your personal sovereignty. Okay? And also, we're going to show you why positive thinking, affirmations, and visualizations are great, but these only operate at the level of thought. And why going to the energy level, the root, is far more effective at removing our limits, but also our programming, as well as creating more powerfully with far less effort. So now that we've outlined what you're going to learn today, we want to just mention, who is this for? You know, is this relevant to you? Are you in the right place? Okay, so let me just go over this real quick. If you seem to continue to attract the same people, circumstances, and outcomes in life, and you're wanting to break that cycle and attract what's really meant for you, this is going to be for you. If you're ambitious but get stuck in resistance and inertia, keeping you from moving you towards your goals, you're in the right place. And taking that a step further, you'll be able to optimize for peak performance in any endeavor you take on. Anything from your job to even playing basketball, your day to day with less effort and more effectiveness. You're somebody with a spiritual practice and you want to take it to the next level, you're in the right spot. If you're going through a difficult spiritual awakening and you're feeling lost without any guidance, clarity, or any practical way to transition through this process, you can begin to own your certainty today. You struggle with any past pain or trauma like I did that creates a chaotic internal state like anxiety, things like this, keeping you from joy and just ease and happiness, and you're finally ready to let that go forever, you're in the right place. Or if you've tried numerous other spiritual or self development practices with little to no lasting results, and you're finally ready to operate from a higher awareness, a higher consciousness, welcome. You're in the right spot. And then if you know you're highly sensitive and you want a way to embrace this as a gift instead of it being a challenge, you're absolutely going to love what we're going to cover today. So, why is this important to you right now? Well, learning and integrating this skill set will change your life forever. And by that, I mean you'll no longer be a victim to circumstance. You'll know that any challenge you face, you'll have the certainty that you can overcome it and that you are becoming stronger from it. You'll be able to release negative or limiting energy as easily as snapping your fingers and separate it from it instantly. Look, the energy of the planet's increasing daily. Things are changing quicker than ever before. Things are falling apart. And things are also evolving. And now is the absolute best time to get into alignment with your true nature once and for all. You're either going to evolve or just keep repeating the same limits and same pains you currently have. It's time to align with the future, the new paradigm emerging on this planet, and this system will allow you to do so with grace. Okay, aligning with your highest calling and owning your power is literally a revolutionary act in a world that wants to keep you down in fear. Now, before we jump in the training here in just a moment, we just need to go over some basic housekeeping to make sure we're all on the same page here. Okay, just a few house rules. Let's start by making a deal together. A great deal of time and effort has gone into bringing you this class. I'm very excited to deliver a ton of value today. And so I'm just going to ask that you set yourself up for a win here. Let's turn off all the distractions. Let's close out the Facebook, social media. Let's put our phones on silent. Turn off the TV. These things aren't going anywhere, okay? And turning them off will allow you to maximize your time with us and really take away as much as possible. So go ahead, take a moment, and let's set our intention to really focus and learn today. And I promise the internet will still have cat memes, okay? Promise. All right, thank you. All right, and you're going to be happy that you did because many of you are going to look back today a year from now and realize it was today that everything changed for you. Okay, great. So, all right, so let me be clear, though. I refuse to pander to anything that resembles or supports a get-rich-quick mentality or fantasy mindset. If you're looking for some kind of do-nothing type of gimmick or miracle that's going to fix all your problems without doing the work, sorry, you're not going to find that here or anywhere. Okay, you're going to learn a new skill set that requires conscious application, and if you do, it will bring about a complete paradigm shift for your reality. Okay, next, if you're looking for a guru or a dogma to guide your life or help fix and heal your circumstances, this is not it. You're not going to find that here. I'm not a guru, nor do I have any interest in being a guru, all right? This system is designed to help you access your own information, okay? You know what's best for you after all, and you're going to free yourself, no one else, period. All right, great. The process we're going to cover today works really well, as it does because it's based on honesty, transparency, and integrity. And unfortunately, the power contained in these tools can be used by bad people to do bad things. So if you're not in agreement to using these tools in integrity, I'm going to ask that you leave right now. Okay, I doubt that's many of you here, if any at all, but it just needs to be said. I need to cover my bases here. Ultimately, the only way to get what you want in life in balance and in peace is to be a positive force in the world. So if this is not in alignment with your intention, this is just not going to work out, okay? Next, I know you've heard some pretty crazy big claims over the last few minutes. I've told you how I've completely healed my anxiety and depression. I've gone from being homeless to launching multiple businesses and traveling the world. Okay, so it should be obvious that these results are not even remotely typical. It took years of hard work to figure this stuff out. And although I'm going to give you a massive shortcut today, you will ultimately have to put in the work yourself. And while I genuinely do hope and know that many of you will surpass my levels of success, okay, more than possible, I'm not going to remotely suggest or claim that you're ever going to make it out of your circumstances because I have no control over your decisions and actions. So, following this theme of honesty, we both know that the vast majority of people who watch or buy training material never get any results, whether it's losing weight or making money, whatever result they're looking for. Just as most people who bought a Stairmaster have it sitting in their garage collecting dust. People want the end result, but at the end of the day, they're simply not willing to put in the time or work to make it happen. And although this course is designed specifically to make it as easy as possible for you to consume this material and apply it, and it does address the common reasons why people don't follow through, ultimately, you are the one who needs to show up. The ones who do will get the lasting rewards, and they will be yours forever. Okay? Great. So just to be clear on that. Next, if you're a person who focuses on negativity, is closed-minded, or doesn't take responsibility for themselves, makes excuses, or are a quitter, this system is just not going to work for you. It's kind of a non-starter. Okay? We can stay friends. Maybe we can work together in the future, perhaps once your mindset changes. But until then, I wish you all the best. However, if you're open-minded, have a positive outlook, you're coachable, you're willing to take 100% responsibility for your outcomes in life, you're open to new perspectives, okay, you're action-oriented, strap in because this stuff is going to blow you away, okay? There's part of you that can recognize and resonate with truth, okay, that's open and longing to reclaim your power. We want to validate and open this part of you today so you can fully benefit from what you're about to learn. All right, so if you're still with us after that little rant, by now you're ready to dive in and get to work. So, what is an ultimate energy management system? What's it look like? And what features must it contain? Let's start there. Okay, first of all, it needs to be easy. It needs to be effective. It needs to be universal in that anyone can do it. It needs to be in alignment with and validate you as a powerful spiritual being. Okay? And it needs to address all aspects of energy dynamics as well as be holistic. I suspect many of you have studied various spiritual concepts in the past. I just want to cover a few base concepts, though, for those who perhaps have not that are with us today. Okay? So although I know you didn't sign up for a class on quantum physics, let's just cover a few concepts through a spiritual lens so we're on the same page, okay? One of my personal heroes, Bill Hicks, said perfectly, all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration. We are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. So what does this mean? We're going to dive deeper into this and also show you, how science is catching up to what mystics and sages have known for millennia. All right, so many of you know Russell Brand, famous actor, comedian. He had a pretty tumultuous struggle with, I guess, addiction issues and stuff like that, and his journey's been really interesting. So a quote from him real quick is, "You cannot define yourself in reference to other external coordinates. You must define yourself internally with your relationship with the higher entity. Think of yourself as a manifestation of some higher thing, some higher frequency. We can't understand it with our rational, logical minds, but we feel it intuitively. Get yourself in alignment with that stuff, and you beam like the sun." Okay, he's touching on some serious, deep truths here, and this is what we want to demystify today, right? All right, and lastly, one more quick quote. The famous mystic poet Rumi said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." Simple, beautiful, poetic. All are pointing to the same universal truth here, okay? and that is that you have within yourself the power of creation and the universe behind you. This ultimate energy tool belt, this management system, is all predicated on the notion that you can take ownership of your experience simply by where you direct your attention and consciously setting your intention. Okay, so we're going to focus our attention easily, simply, and gracefully on ourselves here in a moment. And our intention is going to be of owning our personal space on an energetic level. This is the starting point for mastering your greater spiritual abilities. And when your energy is running harmoniously, you also begin to experience greater abundance and well-being, which is just simply your natural state. An example of this is I actually regularly find myself receiving unexpected free money, and good things just happen that aren't planned. Okay, and we're gonna get into that more, but this is the starting point. So now that we've covered a few basic metaphysical concepts, let's dive into the specific tools that you've come here to learn about today. Okay, and by now you're absolutely ready to hear about. And like I said previously, we're just going to briefly discuss each component so you know the function of each of them, and then next we'll guide you through each one of them today. So each of these are built upon each other to create a fully functioning system of movement and flow inside of your energetic body. All right, so let's break these down and cover these foundational tools of our system. Okay, here they are. First, we have our grounding cord. Okay, and so when you begin to ground yourself, not only to be more in your body, but you can, again, simply with your intention, release energy that's not yours, that's no longer serving you down it. Okay? It's going to go down to the center of the planet and essentially effectively be recycled. It's no longer going to be your problem to deal with. And we're going to want to get the energy moving in your body and as well as your energetic space to clear out anything that's foreign. And we're going to get into that, okay? So this process is done easily, okay? Like gravity. We're going to just let it drop and fall down our grounding cord. And in the world of energy dynamics, distance isn't any sort of problem, okay? You can connect to the center of the planet with your grounding cord instantaneously. All right, so the next tool we're going to discuss is essentially a magnet, okay? When you release energy, you need to fill back up with your energy. Otherwise, that those places will be filled in some other way with some other energy, okay? So we want to bring in essentially your highest vibration. This is going to be your vitality, your creative energy, your essence, okay? And when we move energy out, like I said, we're going to want to fill back in, okay? Nature abhors a vacuum, as they say. So we can summon and reclaim our energy easily without any effort, again, simply by using our attention to focus to bring this back into our space. This is the function of this magnet. Okay, and doing so is also going to help you move any stuck energy that may be lingering in your space. There's no limit to how much of your energy you can bring back, so we're going to use them liberally. And you're going to begin to notice a shift very quickly when you begin to reclaim your essence, essentially, your highest vibration. Okay? And when you have more of your energy occupying your space, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more vibrant and just overall good and well-being, like just a state of well-being, okay? This is going to naturally increase your overall vibration. When your vibration is higher, you're attracting more of what you want into your experience. And when you have more of your energy, you're also operating from a higher level, and your passive abilities, and your intuition are going to operate more clearly and easily. And this, I really can't understate this. Okay, you're going to have to experience it for yourself. All right, so next, we're going to have our focus on our space now. We're grounded, and we want to consciously operate from the control center, if you will, of the body. We're going to call this our center point. And science has mapped out numerous parts of the brain, and even in our own experience, we know, We can be very analytical or very creative. And the universal spiritual strategy of being an observer of thought, this is common amongst many meditation forms. Okay. So in the center point of your head, we're going to focus our attention here so we can observe from a place of neutrality. And we're going to get more into neutrality, the importance of neutrality. But you're going to be able to essentially direct your energy where you want it to go without any effort here. Neutrality is a key critical concept in the world of energy dynamics. Many people have heard the term, what resists persists. And so if you're in resistance to the experience you're having, you're not going to have much effect on moving the energy out. A very good analogy, if many people may have heard of or used Chinese finger traps. I don't know if they have them anymore, but Chinese finger traps as a kid. Okay, this is a child's toy. And this is essentially where you would put your fingers in two ends of this kind of tube. And if you pulled and struggled to get your fingers out, it would just tighten up. It would cinch up and you'd be stuck in it. But if you would relax, it wouldn't close, and you could gently guide your way out from its grip. Okay, so this is the same exact stance we must take in the world of energy dynamics. And being in the center point of your head is the seat where you can guide energy from a place of neutrality easily and effortlessly. All right, so the next step is we want to acknowledge our connection to the planet. We don't have the time to get into all the physics and philosophy of our connection to the Earth, yet we're all aware that this is undeniable. We have an opportunity to honor that connection by validating it and allowing ourselves to connect with it directly and consciously. Okay? And so this is going to help you be more grounded and more present. Anyone who's a student of Eckhart Tolle knows the importance of being in the present moment. And this is also going to help invigorate you and heal you by moving out any old stuck energy out of your energy channels in the body. And we can actually choose the vibrations or the flavor, if you will, of what we're going to bring into our bodies from the earth. Okay, the choices are endless. And we will explore validation, vibrations of healing, vibrations of amusement, ease. Okay? These are just some of the energies that you can begin to play with and working with to see how they operate for you in the body. Okay, and so some of you will feel this energy literally climbing your legs the first time, and others might not. It's a subtle energy, but wherever you're at in this process is okay, and we're going to be able to validate this energy for us in ways unique for ourselves. Okay, so whatever your experience, we're just going to let it be and continue to postulate and direct this energy for ourselves. So, of course, we can't acknowledge our connection to the earth without acknowledging our connection to the cosmos, right? Again, we could spend an entire class on the implications of this, but we're just going to focus on the practical mechanics of our new energy system, okay? This is going to further increase the natural flow of energy that you as a being want and need to be balanced energetically and healthy. So again, you get to choose what energy is running through your body this way. But yeah, since none of us have learned this, we tend to have quite a bit stuck back there in various energy centers in the body. And this can manifest in many ways. But there are 7 major energy centers along the spine, and this cosmic energy will begin to break up and get moving any stuck energy that is not serving you, okay? And then we're going to just push it out of your space so it can no longer affect you negatively. People will oftentimes connect with you energetically, sometimes for nefarious reasons to manipulate you or whatnot, and other times in complete agreement to you, okay? And we're going to discuss that in detail. Stuck energy, as I said, can manifest in a number of ways. So for me, it caused a lot of neck and back pain on a physical level. And so we're going to visualize this energy coming down from the cosmos. We're going to run it down the back channels of our body, clearing out these 7 major energy centers along the spine. The more you use these tools, the more they begin to validate themselves to you in numerous ways. That is often nonlinear and quite dynamic. And the more you validate them for yourself, the more confident you become using them, and essentially the more powerful they become. This is the process of learning any new skill and improving, right? So it's all about becoming more aware of what's going on, not only in your body, but your energetic space, okay? And we're going to discuss what that means. You'll begin to find things come to the surface that you were not aware of, and you're going to be able to address these items at the root level as you become more conscious and aware and begin to peel away the layers of energy that have built up over time. After we have our cosmic and earth energies flowing into our bodies, we're going to send both those lines of energy down our grounding cord. I'm going to walk you through this. And then the next step is we're actually going to mix these two energies together at the base of our spine, at our first base energy center, okay? We're going to mix them, and we're going to start to bring them up the front channels of the body. And you can imagine this as a new color of energy, a mixture of both colors of the energy, whatever you want to try and play with. I encourage you, there's different ways, and just see what you like and what works for you, okay? So we're going to, again, bring this energy up the front channels, up the stomach, chest, and then we're going to visualize it going down both of our arms, as well as continuing up through the head and fountaining out the top of the head about a foot. And by fountain, I mean it's going to come up and out and shower around and begin to come down again all around you, a foot from your body, 360 degrees, all the way down. And essentially, you're going to visualize this as encapsulating you in a bubble, or like there's a large egg around you, something like this, okay? And as it comes down, we're going to feed that energy back down into the grounding cord. And once we've done that, we have completed the third circuit of energy, and you're flowing at this point. Everything's flowing and moving, okay? Doing this will have us in our higher energy centers, and this is going to be much more effective, okay? So creating from clarity, amusement, whichever energies we want to have flowing through our bodies, and just being at the center point of your head is going to be exceedingly easier and more powerful than creating from those lower energy centers of survival, which, again, being stuck in can get you stuck in worry or fear and effort. And so being up higher in these higher energy centers, far less effort, okay? It's about relaxing and letting flow, and you're going to start to begin to see this. All right, so let's just go ahead and double check our distractions are out of the way, okay? And for this, we want to be sitting in a chair, comfortable, spine straight, feet flat on the ground, and go ahead and just put your hands in your lap with your palms facing up. So when we move the energy through our arms, it can just flow out into our space, okay? And so visualizing these streams of energy, we're going to visualize them as colors, okay? You're welcome to use any color you like, but let's stay away from any shades of white, any shades of gray, silver, and certainly we don't want to be using black, okay? And since this is the first time we are doing this together, I want you to keep in mind a few things. Some of you are going to be able to visualize clearly and effortlessly. I've met people who the first time they were doing this, it was like watching a movie. Others are going to be more like me. So when I first started this, I had a hard time. All I saw was black pretty much when I first started. And so some of you may be feeling the energy moving through your body, others won't. Whether you're having this experience or not, this is normal. Wherever you're at, this is okay. So please do not be discouraged. Don't worry about making this perfect. Just simply postulate the instructions that are being given to you and you're receiving from me are working. Okay? You aren't expected to have it perfect the first time. Okay? Just like you don't go and play baseball the first time, you're not going to throw a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, right? Okay? You will have a chance to practice and test out different mental image pictures, okay, and find out what is best for you. And for now, let's just go on the journey and know that however you're doing it right now is right for you. Okay? All right, shifting gears. So let's just start by being aware of our bodies and feel your feet on the ground and your butt in the chair. And take a few deep breaths and feel as the air fills your lungs and your lungs expand. Okay, and just gently close your eyes and begin to put your awareness at the base of your spine. If you want to go ahead and touch your tailbone, that helps, that's fine. Now imagine, let's pick a color. Okay, let's do brown. You're welcome to choose any color you want, or if you want to follow along with the colors I use, that's fine. Just imagine a brown line of energy going from your tailbone all the way down to the center of the planet and connecting into the core of the planet. And I want you to make this as wide as your hips, so anything we send down it has plenty of space to go down. All right, great. And then I want you to imagine a button or a lever, or just simply postulate setting this grounding cord on release. And so anything that is in your grounding cord is effortlessly just going to flow down to the center of the planet. Okay. And why don't we throw something down there? Why don't we anything you want? Maybe you have some tension or something that you're really worried about at work, or maybe your loving mother who has the best of intentions for you has a tendency to maybe give you unsolicited advice and it invalidates you in some way. Whatever it is, go ahead and you can either see this as a color and just send it down your grounding cord, or if you want to picture, your mother, just see her falling down your grounding cord. I promise you, it won't hurt her. Okay, it's gonna be okay. Whatever it is, just go ahead and just play with sending whatever energy you want down your grounding cord. All right, next we're going to begin to bring in some earth energy into our bodies. So find a vibration. I'm going to use blue today. Find a color that works for you. And maybe let's set this energy vibration at validation, just a general sense of being able to validate ourselves. And begin to see this energy coming up from the earth. Let's go at least 100 feet down, but wherever you want's fine, but let's dig deep. Begin to see this energy coming up to the surface. Begin to see this energy coming into your feet, filling up your toes and your heels and your feet, and as it begins to climb higher into your ankles. And just begin to bring this energy up higher into your calves, into your knees, higher further into your upper legs, all the way up into that first energy point at the base of your spine where your grounding cord's connected. And just let it, imagine just spinning like a little disc, that first energy center, however you want to imagine that. And then begin to send that down your grounding cord. And you've essentially created the first loop. All right, and before we move on to the next loop of energy, we've begun to release some energy at this point. So I want you to go ahead and imagine above your head a ball of golden energy that's a magnet that's just sucking into it. Just postulate that it's your highest vibration of energy, golden and vibrant and bright. And let's just make this as big as we are, so as tall as we are. Let it fill up. And actually, go ahead and rub your hands together and reach up and grab this ball of energy. Okay, you don't have to do this perfectly. We're just having fun here. Go ahead and grab it and begin to bring that ball of energy down into your space. And imagine it as it comes into the top of your head. Bring it down further into your shoulders, filling up every cell of your body. And further down into your chest and down your arms, into your stomach, down your hips, all the way down into your legs, past your knees, and into your feet. Okay, good job. All right, next, let's find some cosmic energy. I'm going to use the color yellow. You're welcome to use any color you want. And let's just postulate it's out in the universe, wherever you want. And we'll set the vibration for just peace. Just the vibration of just being peaceful. And imagine this coming down out of the sky to the planet. And see this energy come into the crown of your head, the back, kind of like the back of your head. Okay. And we're just going to postulate it's going to clean out all of our energy centers as we bring it down the back channels of our body. And just see this in the crown of your head, and then see it coming down the back of your head, and the back of your neck, along the spine, spinning and cleaning out the energy centers along the way. You don't have to necessarily know where they're at right now. That's fine. And bring that down further, the back of your heart. And back of your solar plexus, further down, behind your belly button and along your back. All the way down to the tailbone again. And let it begin to mix with that earth energy that's going through that first center. And let about 20% of that earth energy mix and 80% of that cosmic energy mix into that first energy center, and send all the rest down your grounding cord. Okay? And you can find this as a new vibration, new energy, a new color, or if you want to see it as a mixture of brown and yellow, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna make mine green and begin to see this coming up the front of your body, from the tailbone up to the belly button, farther up to your solar plexus, up into the heart, and into the throat. Now at your throat, allow it to go down your left arm. We're going to split it into 3. Imagine this energy going down your left arm and out your hand, as well as your right arm, flowing out your right arm, out your hand, just flowing out your hands. And that final third, continue to bring up the center of your head. And imagine this energy coming up and out, fountaining out the top of your head. And by fountain, think of a fountain of water shooting up 360 degrees, a foot up. So as it comes up, it goes out and it fountains all around and begins to come down around you, about a foot from your body, encapsulating you in what's becoming a bubble. Let it come all the way around, all around your body. Bring it all the way down. And begin to tuck it into your grounding cord. Okay, great. All right, that completes the third circuit. And we have our energy flowing. Everything's moving. Go ahead and give yourself another golden ball of energy above your head. Let it collect your highest vibration. And this time, I want you to imagine it not only bringing it down into your body, but we're going to allow it to fill up that space around us too, that little ball that we've encapsulated ourselves in with our energy flowing. So fill it up. Go ahead and grab it. Go ahead and reach up above you and grab it and bring it down. And let it just fill up your entire space. All the way down, head to toe. All right, great. Now next, I want us to find our center point. So take your two index fingers, put them above your ears, pointing, touching your head, pointing at each other, and create a line there. And then I want you to move them and put your finger between your eyebrows and the other one behind your head and create a line there. Now where these intersect is the center point of your head. And here, just imagine a space for yourself, a little sanctuary inside your head. And you can design it however you want. We're not going to get in the details of this now, but just go ahead and imagine this is a comfortable room, a safe space room for you. And go ahead and just set it on release. Create a grounding cord from this space into your main grounding cord and just set that on release as well. Nothing that's not yours, it doesn't serve you, is not allowed in your little sanctuary here. Okay? Some people like to start there. I like to ground first and run my energy first. But essentially, you have now created these loops of energy. Your energy's flowing. This is the foundational base state for all this system and all these tools. Okay. Now we went over it kind of quickly, but I just wanted to give you a taste of how to actually do this so you can begin to start this process for yourself. All right. So let's go ahead and open our eyes. And so at this point, we've reached our baseline for this system. Okay, you're going to be grounded. You've got your energy moving, and you're releasing any energy that's not yours. You should begin to feel lighter and balanced and more connected as you continue to do this. And you're going to experience many different things as you do. Okay, you're going to have physical sensations. Certain emotions might pop up. Discomfort. This is a process of just purging, if you will, these things that aren't yours, okay? And so this is really just the beginning, as I said, the foundation for this system, but we really need to understand how energy dynamics work, okay, as these things come up. So why is it when we resist something and makes it stronger is a good topic to start with. Many of you have heard the saying, what you resist persists, and it's true. And this is why you don't fight fire with fire, okay? You just get a larger fire. You fight fire with water, okay? And this way, the energy of neutrality and better yet amusement allows us to not only get unstuck, okay, where we're matching these vibrations essentially that we don't want to experience by resisting them. We're matching them in this process, okay? And I just want to talk to you about this for a minute because I think it's really important for you to understand. So one example of this is, let's say we're driving and someone cuts us off. Okay, that's going to naturally bring about some frustration or some anger. Okay, but are you staying stuck in this anger? Have you ever noticed things begin to go south if you're staying in this space of anger? Okay, we don't even necessarily need to feel the anger anymore for it to still be in our space and to affect us negatively. So naturally, we want to release this anger in this example. We want to unmatch from that anger. Okay, and so now, what if we apply this to our personal relationships? You know, interacting with our wives, our husbands, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, and brothers. Right, our friends. We can begin to build healthier relationships by merely understanding how the most basic of energy dynamics work. Okay. So when you're able to stay neutral when things get heated, you'll have much more personal power and ability to direct the interaction and thus the outcome, right, to a higher level. And when you begin to get a taste of this with your ability to impact your relationships, your environment, and your reality, you're gonna crave it. Okay, you'll feel your power, and you'll know that you have the ability to be a major positive influencer in the world. You'll be able to help people like you've never thought possible, and from this, a deeper sense of well-being within yourself. Not only that, but purpose and peace in your heart. And of course, this will only build and only make you stronger, more passionate, more compassionate as your personal power increases. But personal power, what for? Well, it's a great question. It's not for dominance, certainly, but for self mastery. Okay, you'll begin to master your personal energy for not only positive impact on your environment, but those you love, for creating what it is you want in the world. And when you have an abundance of positive energy at your disposal, the universe and the law of attraction will literally bend at its knees for you. Things will begin to get easier. Effort is no longer a regular experience in your life or lower, more negative emotions. Well-being is going to begin to flow to you, and unexpected good things are just going to be a natural byproduct of this. Okay? You're going to know and just expect good things to happen. When you're going to feel and continue to have a feedback loop reinforce, like, oh, my energy's good things going to happen. You're going to just start expecting things like parking spaces and unexpected money, all kinds of things. We can get into that. It's just important to know. All right, so now that we have our energy running and we're grounded and we're centered, some of you may be wondering naturally, A, how do I protect myself from outside energy to begin with? Okay. Also, how do I create what I want? And how do we separate deeper from those energetic signatures that hold longer resonance with us, right? So you're not just going to run your energy and essentially completely separate from the trauma you had in your past, right? How do we disconnect those energy signatures so they no longer have any power over us? Okay, these are the next steps, the next questions I just want to touch on briefly for those of you who are thinking about this and wanting to know the next logical step. Luckily, we have tools to address all these things. So first, I want to discuss our decoy. And I'm going to send this to you. Again, for those of you who make it to the end of this presentation, I'm going to send you the directions of how to use this tool so you can start using it today. And so this is essentially an energetic defense tool that allows you to consciously protect yourself from outside energy, to keep it from getting into your space to begin with, okay? And it's going to be located, we're going to create it outside of our personal space, okay? It's essentially a decoy. And allows you to easily maintain neutrality in challenging situations and also prevent negative influence from others, okay? It's really powerful stuff. So I'm going to send that over to you for staying to the end of this presentation, so we're not going to get into that too much now. All right, and so next, how do we use energy dynamics to facilitate creating and manifesting what we want, right? So by now, you're going to be curious, how does this system work in this framework? So we actually have a very special tool for creative visualization that's going to help you manifest. Okay? Many of you are familiar with The Secret, but this framework takes all the guesswork out. Okay? We're going to take it to the next level. This is a framework specifically for supercharging your manifestations. Okay? You're going to consciously set the energy at a foundational level for what you want. We're going to look at the energy of having this, so your ability to have it show up and manifest in your life, as well as look at and remove at a foundational level any energy that's stuck or that's going to prevent it from showing up. Okay? Anything that's going to get it in the way. And we're just going to let it go. And that way, the magic can start working itself for you. This is going to make your manifestations easier, faster, more fun, and more effective. And next, we can't really talk about creation without acknowledging the other side of the dichotomy, which is destruction, okay? So energy doesn't live in a vacuum, so we need to directly be able to remove energy that's no longer serving us. Okay? If you have the intention to, manifest a parking spot, but in your subconscious mind there's a energy pattern that says, oh, everything's tough or there's too much traffic, that's going to conflict, okay? And so affirmations, NLP, these work on the thought level. We're going to be able to work at the root, at the energy level, to take out that conflicting energy signature so that your intention that you imprint to create is going to just happen naturally, faster, and more fluid. Another example would be, maybe experiences you had as a child convincing you that you're not very intelligent. Okay, so it's very easy to see this belief becoming a reoccurring self-fulfilling prophecy. If we're insecure about this, we're going to continue to attract experiences that's going to validate this idea that you are not intelligent. And these are mental, emotional images in our energetic body that's going to keep us limited. And with this tool, we have a destruction tool I want to discuss with you. You're not going to need to ground the energy out. We're going to go straight to the source and literally destroy the mental image picture at an energy level, okay, that's causing this. This is going to de-energize it, and you'll quickly begin to see that it no longer has any power. You're going to begin to notice shifts and changes in your day-to-day experience, okay? So like, for example, as I mentioned, my friend, once he let go of his unconscious image picture of locals giving him negative looks, he instantly changed how he experienced his environment. After I had released this core energy picture of myself at the heart of my low self-esteem, I stopped attracting bullies in my life. It's literally just stopped. I didn't have that experience anymore, okay? So once the energy signature of what you do not want to attract is gone, it makes intentionally manifesting exponentially easier. You can literally create yourself anew from a clean slate to be, do, or have whatever it is you wish to experience. And on a deep level, you know this to be true. This is, and what I believe, everyone's birthright to take control of their ability to create effectively. This destroy tool is literally my favorite because it allows us peace of mind when dealing with challenging situations. So anytime you're outside of being neutral to your internal state or your external surroundings, there's going to be energy that's lit up in your space. Okay, like a negative emotion, if you will. And with this tool, like snapping your fingers, you're going to be able to leverage this tool to instantly de-energize the energy at its core. Okay, and this is going to bring you more peace and separation from that which caused your negative experience to begin with. Okay, we will actually have the peace of mind in knowing that our challenges are now being taken over by us consciously. And we're going to embrace them as the opportunities they are for greater self-empowerment, okay? Your perspective is going to change very rapidly as you begin to take ownership of this dimension of your being, okay? This is exactly how I completely transcended deep-rooted, lifelong anxiety and depression. It was with this tool. That's why it's my favorite. Okay? This tool will literally accelerate your spiritual alignment tenfold. Okay? You'll never have to go another day not knowing whether you're making progress on your journey or not. Ever again. You're going to know. And the power of certainty cannot be understated. So today we've shown you beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's absolutely possible to begin taking control of your energy, releasing your limits, taking seniority over your emotions, and reclaiming your highest creative energy. You've learned why it's critical to operate your body at an energy level, to overcome these stuck limiting beliefs and non-serving patterns of behavior, as well as tap into your creative abilities. And we've covered and you've seen that it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, okay? Whether you're an experienced meditator, a high-performing individual, or new to metaphysics altogether, okay? You can begin using these simple techniques today. But let's talk about implementation for a few minutes. We've been going on for almost an hour. We've covered a lot of information, but information alone isn't going to save you, right? Well, what if you had a mentor and a step-by-step guide with click-by-click video tutorials to guide you every step of the way? Someone who can answer your unique questions as it relates to your path and your specific growth process. And not only that, what if you could compress time? You could fast forward into the future and turn 5-year goals into 6-month goals instead. That would be pretty amazing, right? Well, if you're ready to acquire the ability to master the creative process, become an unstoppable, grounded, and centered force of creation, and change your life forever in the process, Inner Frontiers poured its heart and soul into creating the most thorough, effective, yet easy to use program designed to help you adopt this new way of being. Okay, and this will increase your odds exponentially of fully integrating this spiritual technology into your life so it's yours forever. Your only job is to watch the videos and follow along step by step as we begin to practice this simple, powerful energy management system together. Okay, and to get your energy moving and allow the effects to begin to compound today. This program was designed for you to make it as easy as possible to integrate this skill set into your daily life. Okay? We're going to hold your hand and guide you all along the way. All you literally need to do is show up and follow along, and before you know it, this skill set is going to be a normal part of your daily routine. A new dimension will be part of your day-to-day life experience. And before long, you're just going to look back and wonder how you ever lived without this spiritual technology. By the time class is done, you'll have all the foundational techniques of your energetic management system ready to join us in our weekly live class, which we're going to cover here in a second. And you will not only begin to strip away the layers of programming, but also begin creating what it is you want most out of your life. You'll be an unstoppable force who has the abundance of energy at your disposal. Okay, and this way, you're just going to know forever that you're growing and gaining momentum each and every day with confidence. And just that, I can't understate the feeling of this. Okay, and this mindset of knowing is just priceless in itself. You don't need to be bogged down anymore, feeling stuck or lost again. And you're going to now have a map and a compass to guide you through any challenge you face. So naturally, what's the question? What's the price, right? Well, my colleagues have been teaching this material to their clients for years, and they charge as much as $10,000 for this information. Okay, these are happy, empowered customers that are found solely by word of mouth. But I've found a better way to bring you this same value at a much, much more affordable price. I just want you to think about this for a moment, though. What if all this did was just to solve one of your frustrating challenges that you've been dealing with and you face? Wouldn't $10,000 be a small price to pay to leave that pain behind forever? I mean, I certainly would have paid $10,000 to fix my anxiety permanently, just that alone, let alone all the other things this system is going to create. But wouldn't you pay $10,000 to be fully empowered and thriving and living the most exceptional life for the rest of your life? Yeah, of course you would. And I understand not everyone has $10,000, but if we did, we would certainly, that'd be a small price to pay. Okay? Or what if, what if all this did was clear away all your blocks to the natural flow of abundance that you have inside of you? That alone would pay for this program 10 times over, if not more. Okay? And you better believe that part of freeing yourself is becoming financially independent. And this is a major topic we're going to cover, as you're going to see here in a moment. Although students have already paid $10,000 for this information, okay, similar to the students you're about to hear from in a moment, we're not going to be charging you $10,000 today, like I said, okay? Thanks to the advent of technology and being able to reach a wider audience, this makes it more accessible and affordable to as many people as possible who are really serious about their future, okay? People who are ready and know the impact of what complete empowerment would mean for their lives, their families, their communities, and the world at large. All right, let's just take a look at everything you're going to get when you sign up and join this community and join the evolution revolution, if you will, and begin to design your life, okay? So Inner Frontiers Initiate class is essentially what we've covered today. You're going to learn all the fundamental energy techniques to optimize the physical body at the energy level, okay, for maximum creative expression. But we're going to dive a lot deeper in the concepts and tools we discussed today. We kind of just did a quick overview so you can see and experience for yourself the mechanics, okay? But more importantly, we're going to teach you the key signals to know that these tools are working for you. And this way that you can validate them for yourself and know they are working properly for you. Okay, you don't need to be going in the dark with these at all. And there's numerous key indicators we'll discuss that are going to play a critical role in letting you know that you're practicing properly and making significant progress. Not only that, this class is going to cover any pitfalls along the way so you can navigate and easily avoid them. Okay, we're gonna integrate and have a smooth transition, right? By the time you're done with this initial class, you'll have really solidified these tools for yourself and validated them for yourself, which is really the groundwork for the deeper work that we're going to be doing in this next advanced class. You'll be about 4 weeks into integrating these tools. You will most definitely had some victories and some experiences that really show that you've had some shifts take place and really owning and resetting your space energetically at this point, okay? And then we're going to take it up a notch in the advanced class and begin to really dig deeper into our personal healing and remove all these old energy blocks and take much stronger ownership of the abilities with the following tools. All right, first we're going to discuss our protection decoy, which is essentially a powerful barrier tool. It's going to prevent any negative foreign energy from essentially walking through the door to begin with, if you will. Okay, and this is going to allow you to be more neutral in situations where we would typically respond emotionally or lose our balance or lose our center. Okay, and keep us from matching any energy that's not going to serve us, that's vibrating at a lower vibration. The freedom and power to be neutral in challenging situations and not reacting emotionally is one that cannot be understated. Many people have come before us and expressed thoroughly the nature and power in being able to stay grounded and neutral to challenges that are going to want to pull you down into negativity. Next, we're going to cover our creation tool, and I know we touched on this already. And what's so amazing about this is that it takes our ability for creative visualization to the next level for manifesting what we want. Okay, so once we have ourselves grounded and our energy is running, we're going to use this tool to visually set up what we want to see, but also charge it with the energy we want it to have. This includes setting the vibration of having, essentially allowing you to actually have what it is that you want. And of course, separate and drain any energy that is wanting to negatively influence our creations. And this is really a game changer, and you'll begin to really see some major magic happen here, okay? And what we will also discuss how to best be receptive so you don't prevent your manifestation to materialize before you have it. And this is by far the most comprehensive framework for using law of attraction that I've ever seen, and I've pretty much seen it all. Next, we're going to cover a little tool I like to call transparence. And this tool has two main functions. One is another form of protection. So if for some reason any energy makes it past your decoy, it won't be allowed to essentially stick to you. Okay. And another benefit of this is it actually shrouds your energy, essentially making your energetic field less noticeable to people. Great for introverts if you want to go unnoticed. Of course, you're not going to become invisible or anything. But I can certainly tell you, as a 6'4" man, it absolutely works. I use it oftentimes to avoid police when I'm feeling a little risky and wanting to speed on the highway a little bit. It's one of my go-tos for that, and we're going to teach you that here in this class. Next, we're just going to cover a more sophisticated advanced protection, what I call totem, and we'll get into the details of that, but essentially it's just a more advanced, more sophisticated protection decoy. And finally, the star of this class, as far as I'm concerned, the destroy tool. Might have some negative connotations for some of you, but let me just again explicitly explain what this is about. Okay, so the power of this tool really cannot be understated. I attribute it to clearing away all the mental and emotional blocks that caused my crippling, painful anxiety, as well as depression. I mean, the list goes on. Okay, but with this tool, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that any challenge that you're facing that arises, that you're clearing away the energetic signature in your space that drew this to you to begin with. Okay, so whether it's the resonance of energy in your space causing anxiety or depression, things of that nature, or if you're manifesting the same toxic relationships over and over, this tool will give you the certainty and peace of mind in knowing that you are actively freeing yourself from these reoccurring patterns once and for all. Okay? And we can begin to create the experiences that will uplift and empower us when all this clutter, all this junk that we're unconscious to and sometimes conscious to is out of the way. It's like a sledgehammer, okay? And it's going to break you free from deeper limiting energy patterns. And it's really as easy as snapping your fingers, okay? It's very simple, not very difficult. And there's really a number of ways to leverage this. I mean, I use this tool when I'm playing billiards with my buddies, and I win pool games. Okay, I mean, in conjunction with some of the other energy tools, and we're gonna get into how to leverage it for peak performance as well. Okay, so at this point, you're gonna be approximately, if you follow along at the designed pace, you're gonna be 8 weeks into this program. You've really solidified these tools in your experience at this point. You're really going to get some momentum, numerous experiences of just total validation. You're like, okay, this is really, I got some momentum here. This is really working. Okay, you're going to have a lot of confidence at this point with leveraging these tools. And at this point, we're going to get into some even heavier, deeper material. It's not crazy difficult to comprehend or anything, but the first one I want to discuss is deprogramming. Okay, so oftentimes we have neural pathways that have been carved out long ago that are deeply ingrained, and they affect us quite often unconsciously. Sometimes they serve us quite well. Okay, so I can give you an example of it's kind of like muscle memory, if you will. Driving, you don't have to think of how to shift gears in your car at a certain point. But more so, what we're really talking about is things that keep us from our potential, right? Programming that maybe you've got the ingrained belief of money's evil, Well, that's going to be a problem if you're trying to attract abundance in your life, right? So, whether it's societal programming, religious programming, family programming, whatever it is, we're going to clear away this stuff. Okay, so instead of taking these for assumptions and taking them for granted, we're going to look at where we are limited from our full power and personal truths and remove this programming on an energetic level. Okay, your brain is literally going to be a different brain once you've deprogrammed from any programs not serving you. Next, we're going to discuss male and female energy, demystifying gender energy, and how we can use it to create and balance ourselves and our bodies. Okay, and it's actually a way we can heal our bodies. It's a very body type of energy. We're going to get into that. We're also going to discuss what is called a reading screen, and this is going to be a way to increase your ability to see and work with energy visually with your mind's eye. You'll begin to use this tool to explore the depths of not only your unconscious mind, but the energy at the universe level at large, okay? You're going to begin to explore and find deeper truths and answers for yourself, your truths, okay, with clarity and ease. No longer needing outside information to validate where you're at on your path or questions you want answered. You're going to be able to begin to decipher yourself by tuning in, okay? And this reading screen is going to help you do that. We're going to just touch on briefly and validate our analytical minds, because with all these tools we're using, it's really not an analytical process, but we want to acknowledge and validate our ability to analyze and critical thinking and whatnot. But oftentimes people overanalyze and they get stuck in this part of their brains, if you will, okay? And it's kind of it's certainly limiting. Let me put it that way. Okay, if you're overthinking and overanalyzing all the time, your intuition is going to be really shut down. Anyhow, so although it's a place we want to become conscious of and how we're using it, and so that we can operate our minds in a more holistic way, okay, and just acknowledge it and realize it's just one aspect of our minds that we can use, and we're going to become conscious of how we're using our minds in these various ways. Next, we are going to talk about how to ground a room. This is where, this gets really interesting, because you're essentially having an impact consciously on the environment you're in. Okay, so we're going to discuss how to ground and set the energy of a room you're in. And this is great for anyone who performs in any capacity. Okay, so I'm a singer, and so when I go on stage and have a performance, being able to ground and set the energy of a room drastically improves my performances. People in the audience are just compelled and mesmerized because the energy's there and it allows me to perform better, and everything's flowing, okay? You can literally use this in countless ways, okay? So whether in public speaking or if you just have a desk job, how do you want to set the energy for the room you're in with the people around you, okay? And you'll begin to notice people in general having higher quality interactions and experiences with each other. And oftentimes when you set the energy of a room strongly enough, negative energy literally cannot occupy the same space, and it will find its way out the door. So, at this point, we will really need to have ownership of how we experience growth periods, as we're going to be stirring up the pot quite a bit, okay? But ultimately, it is for a higher good. That's why our intentions matter so much, right? This is really powerful stuff, and I'm excited to discuss it with you and how it can help you. All right, so by now we've got things going. We're going to next talk about chords and agreements. So chords are essentially ways in which people connect to each other energetically, okay? Here we're going to begin to understand and consciously choose how we're connecting with each other on an energetic level. What is healthy and what is not. As you know, of course, normally this is all mostly unconscious, at least, on an energetic level. So we connect with people daily, and while oftentimes this is quite useful, like a mother needs to connect energetically to her baby to be in tune with it, in touch with that baby. This is obviously a healthy thing and a productive thing. Well, oftentimes people will want to attach to us energetically for self-serving ways, and it drains our energy, and can even go as far as manipulating us. And some people are really good at it. They can literally manipulate us without our knowledge at times, like I said. So we're going to begin discussing the nature of cords and how to protect from them, as well as release those that are no longer serving us. So sometimes, this is kind of transitioning into agreements, we're connected on an energetic level by an agreement that's outdated. We want to bring those into present time and let go of the ones that are no longer serving us consciously. Okay? All right, so to touch on agreements, we create agreements on a spiritual level with people regularly. Oftentimes, these are amazing and mutually beneficial, and those are, ideal. But other times they can, we can find ourselves stuck and depleted in one-sided or toxic relationships. There's a term that a lot of people aren't really familiar with, but like an out-of-control healer, someone whose intentions are good and they want to heal and fix things for people, but they're doing so at the expense of their own health. Or maybe it's ultimately just enabling this person, and it seems like it's a good idea, but you're actually harming them in the long run. Okay, and so we're going to begin to look at and become aware of agreements in our lives, as well as end them smoothly. The ones that are no longer serving us, like I said, and just bring them into present time. Meaning, maybe this was a reasonable agreement a year ago, but things have changed, and it's time to move on. Okay. You're going to be able to transition smoothly and easily from breaking these agreements, and discuss maybe how to look at new agreements. Okay, so more so, after you complete this final Adept class, you will have full ownership of all of these tools. Many of your limits will already be gone, and you're going to be on your way forever changed, fully owning your new abilities. Okay, it's just such an exciting concept, and it's something I want for you so bad because I know the impact it can have on your life. Okay, and you're going to have a secret skill set that 99.9% of the population does not have access to. Okay, think about that. Think about that for a minute. So those are the 3 main classes that you're going to find on our website. We're also going to give you access to our weekly live class, and this is really important, and let me explain why. So in these live classes, we're going to dive even deeper into your very specific goals as we work the main energy centers of your life, right? So we're going to cover finances, career, your significant relationships, your relationships with your family and friends. We're going to look at your health and overall well-being, and your leisure life, and self-development. And so really the idea is that, let's say that you have a great career, your finances are good, but you don't have any friends, or you're really lonely and you're looking for a partner. The idea is to get all these major areas of your life healthy, balanced, and just a realization of your goals in any of these areas. So, it's between a 1 and a 10, where are you at? If you're at a, like I said, maybe you're at a 9 in your career and everything's going great, but you're at a 2 in regards to your health, like that's not good. So we want to get all these elevated, and this is really just gonna increase your overall sense of well-being and abundance. You're gonna be happier. I mean, this is gonna free you up in a lot of ways. Like, I don't have time to get into here now, but when you have all these in order and all these are happy and healthy in your life, you're gonna have a lot to be grateful for. You're gonna be very happy, and you're gonna just look on and what's next? What else can I accomplish? What's my next move? For a lot of you, at least, right? All right. So we're also gonna directly address any challenges that you're facing that are gonna be unique to you, because you are gonna have them. So oftentimes self-discipline we're gonna cover. If you have any addiction issues, whether it's substances or foods or habits, we're going to address these. We're going to discuss and cover, healing in regards to self-esteem and self-image. We're going to discuss the energy of resistance, what's keeping me from doing what I know is good for me to do, okay? Some other topics, things like family energy, again, resistance. We're going to discuss guilt and fear and victimhood, perfect pictures, which often keep us from completing or even starting tasks or projects. Okay, we're going to just demystify what that means. Of course, growth periods are going to be a never-ending theme. And so we're going to essentially be able to address all this stuff in the weekly live class. We're gonna ground and run energy together in a group setting, which has even a more powerful effect. And we're gonna be able to learn from each other. And above and beyond that, you're gonna have the ability to be part of a tight knit community and have the ability to shape the culture of that community. We're co-creators here in that regard. So for me, when I was going through this material, I met lifelong friends, so it was really important to me, and it's something I think you'll find you'll also get a lot of value out of. Okay, and you will continue to grow and change harmoniously again within the supportive community. Okay, and so back to price with all these things, $3,248, but we're not gonna stop there. And of course, becoming unstoppable is going to be priceless to you, of course, right? But by now, let me just mention real quick for perspective, okay? We all have what's called disposable income, okay? And that's that portion of our income that we dispose of buying food, going to the movies, going out to dinner, stuff like buying a new iPhone, maybe, things of this nature. And most people use their disposable income to buy liabilities. Okay, those are things that appreciate in value. Clothes, cars, dinners, vacations. And of course, some of this stuff's necessary, and some of this stuff, of course, fun in the short period. But essentially, they don't have any returns. Okay, wealthy people, successful people use their disposable income on assets, and that's things that's going to grow in value, things that will have a return for them. And this includes investing in themselves that will continue to add value to them forever. And really is, personally, it's been my personal experience. If I didn't take the time and the money and the energy to invest in myself, I would not be where I'm at today, not even close. I imagine I'd be in a similar situation as a lot of my high school friends who were all struggling and, anyhow, not to go on a negative rant here. But, all right, so moving along, I want you guys to hear from a couple of students, okay, real quick, and then I'm going to get into the price you're actually going to pay today, because I know you're probably dying to know. So first is Richard. Richard's a man who left his corporate life to become a spiritual teacher after learning this system. He's never been happier, and he's living what he considers to be his deeper purpose in life. And this is what Richard has to say. So he says, learning these energy tools has changed me physically, mentally, and emotionally. I came off of antidepressant medications and stayed off. I took ownership of my life in ways I didn't even realize I had given up on, and my life continues to become a creation of my own that I love, even when it's difficult. Chris has a unique faithfulness to himself and to the people and the things that he loves that is both testing in the ways of both work and play. Knowing him has taught me much about loyalty, love, faithfulness, and knowing, all of which can be broken down in the artful use of spiritual tools. Thank you, Richard. You have me blushing now, okay? Richard, has accomplished a lot of these things with these tools. He attributes his ability to take ownership of himself with these tools to losing over 100 pounds as well. I saw that transformation for him, and he's practicing mixed martial arts now, kicking butt. So exciting times for Richard. All right, so next, Stacy is a licensed marriage, and family therapist, and this is what Stacy has to say. I've been sensitive to energy since I was young. I didn't have anyone in my life to help me navigate what was sometimes a confusing experience. As I got older, my anxiety increased as my sensitivity increased. I would highly recommend the tools taught by Inner Frontier to anyone who is seeking expansion, awareness, and a more balanced life. I immediately found resonance and a sense of coming home as I took these classes. My anxiety lessened and my awareness increased. The classes were life-saving for me. Okay, and so as you can see, Stacy had a similar experience with anxiety that I did, and these tools have had an uncanny ability to heal that dimension of our being. Okay. All right, so by now, again, you're wondering about the price. Let's get down to it. The fact that you're still here watching this means you're actually serious about the success of your future, I would say. So here's what we're going to do. I quoted you that price of all these programs at $3,000 some dollars. The actual price on our website has actually been lowered to $2,000. Okay, but we're going to take this a step further. Our biggest thrill here at Inner Frontier is getting letters from students like you who've gone through this work and used it to change their lives. Okay, so if you're willing to invest in yourself today, we're going to invest in you. I'm literally going to take $1,000 out of my pocket, and I'm going to invest that in you and your future success with Inner Frontier. Okay, so like I said, you can go to our website, www.innerfrontier.com at any time and purchase this full program for $2,000. Okay, that's the everyday retail price for this course, which is a total bargain from the price of $10,000 that many people have previously paid. But we're going to do better than the retail price, okay? And I get it. I know you've probably been through something like this before that talked about how it can help solve all your problems if you begin utilizing this strategy or that technique or this methodology. You've watched and seen it all before, I'm sure, right? And you get all excited, but what happens the next day? Like most people, you don't do anything with it. You don't apply it. You don't take action on the content you went through. You don't do much with it, okay? And that's a habit. And here, we have an opportunity to break old habits. So instead of just having another opportunity pass you by that slips through your fingertips, waking up a month from now and your life looks exactly like it did a month prior, still struggling with the same limits, well, let's break that habit right now. Let's create a new habit of taking action. Okay, be the person that looks back in a month with a smile, knowing that you took responsibility for yourself and shifted your life forever. You're going to be happy you did. Okay, change is hard sometimes and often scary, but nothing, I promise you, nothing is more painful than staying stuck where you are. And I can tell you this from personal experience. It sucks. Okay, so if you've made it this far, there's a part of you inside that already resonates with this information. That's going to be undeniable. That knows its inherent power and how you can leverage it, okay? I'm sure you're already imagining what that life would look like if you could just leave all your pain behind, all your limits and struggles, and finally take ownership of the life you know you deserve. You don't have to be sick and tired of your most persistent challenges anymore, okay? You can be free. You can be thriving. You can have anything you want, okay? So during this webinar, we're going to give you a 50% discount off the retail price. This is a special pre-enrollment special, okay? So we're going to reduce it to just $1,000. But wait, yes, there's more. Okay? There's a catch. Again, this is a $1,000 discount is only good for the first 20 students. And this is prior to our launch. Okay? And then the price is going, this is a fact, the price will be going up. Okay? And we're doing this because Decisiveness is a trait shared by all successful students. Simply put, you cannot transform your life while sitting on the fence. Okay? So we want you to get off the fence and decide to change your future. Again, this is our pre-enrollment price and our way of saying thank you for being one of our initial students. Class starts May 15th, and this price is only available until then or for the first 20 students, just to be perfectly clear. If you're seeing this, you're still good because we're going to roll out a totally different offer as soon as that date or those students are enrolled, okay? So in addition to the 50% discount we just discussed, I want to make this a completely safe decision for you. Zero risk whatsoever. So we've decided we're going to give you an unprecedented guarantee that is you're not going to see this anywhere else with this material. Even if you find this material elsewhere, which is going to be difficult enough to do, okay? So we're going to give you a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. And let me explain to you what's going on with this. So follow along for the first 30 days of the program. If it's not a fit for you for any reason, all you need to do is contact our support team, support@innerfrontier.com, and you're going to receive a 100% refund. No questions asked. And we're doing this for two reasons. One, again, we want to take out all the risk from making this decision to change your life and empower yourself. Okay, it should not be scary because of money. Okay, we want to take that out of the equation for you. Secondly, we know that the vast majority of you here today, that after a mere 30 days, you will have more than validated for yourself these tools and see the incredible power to create massive change for yourself. This is very much so an experiential type of learning by its nature. You know, I can't, show you my grounding cord, for example, right? You have to experience it for yourself. Okay, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. And once you get a taste of your inherent power as it relates to this system, we know you're going to run with it, okay? You're just going to want to develop yourself more with it, and that's what we want. We want happy, successful students. That is our goal here, okay? And just to take that a step further, believe it or not, our goal is not just to sell you a training program and never hear from you again. It's not our goal. Our ultimate goal is to turn you into a successful, empowered creator living a life of true purpose who can make a massive impact in the world at large, okay? Your world and the world at large, and ultimately set you free. And we're going to explain the importance of that once you're in our community, okay? How this all interconnects and all the importance of all these things. And so while we're going to take you by the hand and show you exactly what to do here at Inner Frontier in order to reach your goals, you must take action, okay? At this point, I'm confident that you're ready to get started, that you're serious about learning the system, and that you're ready to take action because you wouldn't still be here otherwise, okay? So follow along with the program, apply the techniques, just like we're going to show you step by step. Join us for our weekly class, rather. If you can't make it, it will be recorded. You'll get your questions answered in the class and in the Facebook group. You're going to have a lot of access to get this done, okay? It's going to be as simple as possible. And when you do, you'll end up with a new system of creating your day-to-day life as well as your ideal future, okay? So what this means is that there's literally no way that you can lose here, okay? At a bare minimum, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee to go through the entire program risk-free. Again, allowing you to validate the techniques for yourself firsthand and get the support that you need. Fun. I've been there. You can spend far less money and get programs that are far less effective. Or you can be part of Inner Frontier's evolution revolution and change your life forever. Deep down, you know you can do this, that you deserve a life full of abundance, of joy, grace, and to ultimately experience the miraculous. Okay? All you have to do is claim it here today to begin your new journey. All right, so here's how to get started. And then I just have one more surprise for you. On your screen now, you're going to notice a button that's appeared to join Inner Frontier. I want you to click that button right now to join. And when you do that, a fully secured checkout page will pop up in a new window. And so go ahead and fill that out while you continue to listen to the rest of this webinar. After you fill out the registration form and hit submit, you're going to be taken to a login page for Inner Frontier members area, where you're just going to enter your username and password that will be sent to you via email. Okay, that's it. You're going to be in. We will have some activity in our Facebook group prior to launch, but launch happens May 15th. Okay, and we're very excited about this date coming up. All right, so now that you got your form going, got another surprise for you. Initially, we were just going to give 1 month of the live class. It is very valuable. It's really going to be a key to keeping you dialed in and, again, getting your specific needs met in regards to this material. But we're actually going to give you 2 extra months. So you're going to get a total of 3 months of live classes, which is kind of perfect. I mean, it's going to parallel the classes that you're going to learn on the website, right? It's going to parallel, they're about 12 weeks total. So it's going to parallel that. And again, an exclusive access to the private. We're going to have a public page, but also a private Facebook support community where you can get your questions answered at any time in between the live classes. And again, I cannot understate the importance of having a supportive community, okay? Again, I've met lifelong friends, and the support was critical for my journey, and it will be for you too, okay? Whopping discount. It's really over 50%, okay? And this is, again, for the first 20 students. You're going to get our 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can go through the entire program without any risk whatsoever. All you need to do is, at this point, is click the Add to Cart button, fill out the registration form, and you're going to be locked into the community at this incredibly discounted price, okay? If you change your mind at any point, you have the ironclad guarantee to back you up. So at this point, you've watched this presentation. You've seen that it's possible to peel away your limitations automatically and create the life you want in the vibrational experience of ease and joy. Okay? And it's clear that the Inner Frontier will show you exactly all the techniques to become the hero of your life's journey. We're going to elevate your evolution, allowing you to create your ideal of who and what you want to be in this world, okay? And this is exciting times. You guys should be super excited. I hope you're super pumped. I'm super pumped to meet you and interact with you and help you along the way. You know, again, for my life, it was the number one turning point in my life. I know it will be for you as well. So I'd like to invite you one last time to participate in this priceless master program, okay? And start creating the life you want. It's a very safe decision. Just go ahead and click the link to the right of your screen or wherever it's popped up on your screen. For those of you who are not ready to participate, I thank you for your time and hope you got a lot out of today's training. Please keep your eyes peeled in your email as I'm going to send you your free gifts as promised, okay? And you'll get our downloadable class. And your free download, you'll get a detailed and outlined class on the proper way to use the grounding cord and all these tools. Okay, we're going to give you the protection decoy as well. And these tools alone will begin to help you make some massive shifts today. Okay, and it's my gift to you as a thank you. And I have one last surprise for you for those who are not signing up today. So please keep your eye open in your email for your free gifts and your other bonus surprise super cool time. All right. And that surprise you can expect to see within the next 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so just be sure to check that out. Okay, so thank you for joining us here on this webinar. We're super excited and looking forward to helping you build the life that you want and becoming what it is you want to see yourself to be in the world. All right. I've ranted long enough. Have a good night. Thanks.